Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to Mike's Rockin' Relics. This is our 1 year anniversary. It was 1 year ago in January that I launched this channel, and so this is a big video for me because I didn't know if I'd make it through a year or not, or if I'd continue pushing the channel for a year. But I thought if I was approaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year that I would continue it and keep it going, and it seems to be working. So thank you very much to all of you who have taken the time to watch a video or to share your thoughts on some of the videos I've made. It really means a lot to me, and I appreciate everybody taking the time to tune in and to watch, and we're going to continue that into 2025. There's some things that when I launched this channel I was doing that were a little different than where I've ended up now. When I launched the channel, I was doing just an overall collectibles channel because I collect more than just music, and I collect sports stuff as well as antiques and things like that. So I was kind of doing a video that was about any of those topics or places that I traveled and things like that. And I found it was a bit broad, it was a bit too far-reaching. And when I decided to focus it entirely on music, a lot more of you came on board. So that's the direction it's going to continue as we move into 2025. And I'm going to keep things going in that sort of similar vein. There's some topics I want to discuss about how things are going to go this year. So we're going to break down the show into a few segments. I'm going to talk about where I came from and where I'm going to go with this channel. And some of the top pickups I've found this year as well I'm going to mention. So stay tuned and let's get into it. So as far as the music side of things that I like to collect, I definitely like to collect records and CDs and physical format of music. So that is going to be something that gets talked about an awful lot on this channel moving forward. So if you like records and CD collecting, definitely that is going to be a main focus moving forward. I also am a guitar player and collect guitars and go out and perform places and things like that. So there's going to be some videos on guitar stuff as well. And I also am a music teacher, so I'm going to talk about rock and roll history a little bit as well on this channel. So we're going to do all those things in the music side and continue to kind of focus on those three main things. So we've got kind of rock and roll history, records and CD collecting, as well as guitars. And I may even work in a guitar lesson or two because that's what I do all the time anyway, so I might put some of those in on the channel. But let me know in the comments what you would like to see the most of, and we'll see where we end up. So that's kind of something I'd like to be doing. I'm also going to be doing more on the hunt for vinyl videos, things like that, where I'm traveling around and trying to find records different places. But we'll see where that takes me. And I've got a whole archive of stuff as well that I haven't shown on the channel, of places I have gone and things I've seen music related that I'm going to start breaking into for this next year, which I haven't posted barely any of that. So that is going to be something coming up where I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of famous musicians and things like that. So I'm going to post some of that on the channel. There's going to be a little bit of focus on kind of the other collectibles as well related to music, like posters and things like that. So that'll be also included in 2025. That's where I'd like to go with the channel, and keep it in a musical context moving forward. So as I say, please let me know in the comments what types of things you would like to see going forward the most, and we'll steer in that direction. So before I do a little recap of 2024, I want to take it back even further to 2023. And 2023 was a year that I essentially stopped collecting music altogether. I think I just got burned out. I didn't want to do that anymore, and I was sort of in a little bit of a spot where I just didn't feel very driven to do that or inspired to do that. And being a full-time music teacher and musician, I'm playing guitar every day. And whether I'm teaching or performing or recording, I pretty well have a guitar in my hand every day, which sounds great and is great, and I'm really thankful for that opportunity. But sometimes, even too much of a good thing is too much, and I just, by the time I was done doing all the work stuff for the day, to actually sit down and listen to a record, my ears were shot. I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to. I'd rather put on a ball game or something. So that's kind of where my collecting went, was with that side of things. And I stopped even looking for records and things like that. I just kind of was like, nah, I have enough. I don't even listen to those, So 2023 was that year. And in 2024, when I launched this channel, I was going to touch on music, but I was also going to do other elements of things that I like to collect, such as sports memorabilia and things like that, or pop culture or antiques and things. And it was soon obvious that the audience, you guys, enjoyed the music stuff the most, and tuned in the most to it. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll start making a few more videos to that. I'm really thankful that that happened, because I've been re-inspired to, I listen to records a lot more than I did the year before. I go looking for records now a lot more, and I'm just really, really happy to be back doing that, and collecting music and kind of with limits. I don't want to be the guy with 5,000 records, that sort of thing, but certainly have a little small list that I enjoy going out hunting for and traveling around looking to find. So that's been a lot of fun, and I've been able to track down a few records this year that are kind of heavy hitters for me, that I never thought I'd own, and that I didn't think I could find. So and all found in the wild, which is even kind of more cool. So that's been a huge thing for this year. And so really thanks goes out to all of you, because without the channel, I don't know if that would have been something that I would have done. So that's really cool, and I'm happy to be doing that. So let's take a look at some of my favorite pickups from this year and see what you think. We'll take a look at some of the vinyl that I picked up this year that definitely has been stuff I've been looking for a long time, and kind of got a few good things this year. So this is the first one. This is the Rolling Stones Decca box set. This came out in Europe, and I think it's 5 records in this box. It's pretty well all the if you know of the London box set, it's similar to this, but it's kind of that era, all that early Stones singles. So that one I'm very happy to have found. I think the original of that came with a t-shirt. I don't have the t-shirt, but pretty cool box set that came out in the 70s. Another box set that I was thrilled to find, which I'd never owned before, was Donovan's From a Flower to a Garden. And this box set is one that I had not owned previously, so I was happy to have found that one. That's the 2 box sets. As far as actual records, there's the one that kicked off my collecting again was this one, Goblin, and this is Suspiria. This is a soundtrack record. Pretty interesting music on this, and not something that I would have ever found on my own. I was actually given a crate of records, and this was in there, amazingly enough, and it was pretty wild to hear. And I've really enjoyed listening to this, actually. So this is one that was a discovery for me, so I was pretty happy to find that. And up next, this is Attila, and that fella is Billy Joel, and this is a fairly recent purchase, actually, but I've been looking for this record. It does have a deletion cut, but other than that, nice epic on that one. Pretty happy to have found that one. That is Attila. Another very recent pickup was The Cheerful Insanity of Giles, Giles and Fripp, and this is a UK pressing from the 1970s on Durham. That one is, I think, the second pressing of this record, I think, but pretty cool. I think that's from 76, maybe. Probably one of the biggest acquisitions this year for me was a record. I went to a record store and saw it, and went back with a crate of records and traded it for this. This is a UK pressing of Nick Drake, Pink Moon, And I was very happy to finally get one of these in my collection. I've been looking for one for a long time. So that one I was really happy to have found. And probably the score of the year from a thrift store with the price of under $3, the Deviants Patouf. This one, if you know this record, you'll know it's incredibly rare, and it's on London. And this is a Canadian pressing of this record. I don't even know how many they did. I know in the UK, where they're from, there's not many. So to see this as a Canadian pressing, and for basically $3, I was just over the moon. This has to be one of the greatest record finds I've ever had, because I don't find anything good at thrift stores. I see people posting things. This is the first time ever, but I guess I was saving up. It was a big score. So this one was a pretty major find, and probably the top pickup of this year. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're a big fan of rock and roll and you like records, guitars, and stories about rock and roll, be sure to give us a like and subscribe, and ring that bell. It helps us to grow the channel and keep more stuff coming. Thanks a lot. Another big score this year, well, I don't know if it's a big score, but one that was actually one that I was pretty happy to find was this Silvertone electric guitar. This is a 60s model Silvertone, basically a Sears catalog guitar. I had one of these in the 90s and sold it back then, and kind of regretted it. I thought, I shouldn't have done that. It was a good player, and it just enjoyed the sound of it. And I actually thought I'd be able to find one again pretty easily, and never did until this year. And I got this at an antique show this year. Very pleased to have it in the collection here, even though it's not a big deal guitar. It's still a pretty cool one, and one that I added in 2024. And the last score of 2024 was this poster. I don't really collect memorabilia anymore, certainly not like I used to, and music memorabilia is really difficult to find. Original stuff is really, really hard to find. But this, at least where I live, this was a pretty cool piece that I just couldn't resist. And I picked this up in upstate New York while I was on a holiday, and I saw it in an antique shop, and it just was very, very cool. This is an old concert poster, likely from the 1920s, and the entertainment was playing a concert in a church, and I was actually able to talk to the owner, and he said, well, it came from this town. And I drove to that town and found the church right there. Took a picture of it just to kind of complete the set of the poster and its original location. So being able to match it to that original spot and have its story, to me, was just amazing. So that was a big score for me, even though I don't think this poster is worth very much. And it doesn't mention anybody that you'd know, probably just a local band, but I don't know. I think that's pretty darn cool. So that was what my 2024 looked like. Played lots of shows with my band, and was out there quite a bit looking at music and record shows and things like that as well. So it was a lot of fun. As I said at the beginning, when I started this channel this year, I didn't really know what to expect or where I was going with it. I was just trying a few things, and to see so many of you comment and enjoy the content has been really amazing. So thank you very much to all of you. I really appreciate this, and we're going to keep going. I'm getting closer and closer to that first 1,000 subscribers, which I hear is the hardest. So it went from 0 to now we're in the 900 and something. So I'm hoping to get there shortly, and we hit that 1,000 as our first milestone. So thanks to everybody, and if you're just joining and you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that if you want to help the channel grow, and it really helps me to provide you more content. And I'm going to get into some pretty interesting things coming up in 2025 and show you some of the travels I've had within music and things like that. So more to come, and keep on collecting. I appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see you next time, and Happy New Year.